Namaste. My name is Manisha Singh, Assistant Professor in Department of Food and Biotechnology under Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today, I am teaching you subject Food Safety and Quality Control for class DET FPT 6th semester. In today's session, we will discuss all about the factors affecting food safety. In this, we will discuss what is food safety. Then we will come to the points, what are the factors which affect the food safety. So let's begin with the topic, what is food safety? So food safety is a method of handling, preparation and storage of foods in ways that prevent the foodborne infections. Food can transmit pathogens which can result in the illness or death of a person consuming it. Bacteria, viruses, mold and fungi are the pathogens which are responsible for the spoilage of food. So food safety is possible when food hygiene is practiced. Okay. So according to the WHO, World Health Organization, there are the 5 key principles of the food hygiene are: number one is prevent contamination of food with pathogens spreading from people, pets and pests, and separate raw and cooked foods to prevent contaminating the cooked foods, and cook foods for the appropriate length of time and at the appropriate temperature to the to kill pathogens. Okay, and store food at the proper temperature and use safe water and safe raw material. Okay, so then there are the factors affecting the safety of the food. It is classified into the two categories. Number one is the direct causes and number two is the indirect causes. In direct causes, there are the hazards like microbial hazards, physical hazards, chemical hazards, biological hazards. And in the indirect causes, there is a result of managerial and employees deficiency. Okay, so human hazards are basically the human skin, untreated water, pests, raw foods, garbage, debris, and dust, and are the source of the food spoilage by the microorganisms. Okay, so what makes the food unsafe? Okay, so according to the Center for Disease Control, it is estimated that each year in the United States alone, there are 76 million cases of foodborne illnesses, resulting in 3,25,000 hospitalization and 5,000 deaths. And this is why all food service workers must learn how to prevent illness by the following methods and used in the book to serve the safe food. So what makes the people sick from food? Okay, so the people can get sick when they eat food contaminated with one of the three major hazards, and these hazards include the physical, biological and chemical. What is physical hazard? The physical hazard, when the objects in the food that causes injury like glass, jewelry, bandages, staplers, and staple pens, hair, and fingernails. These are the examples of the physical hazard. Then biological hazard, it is the germs that cannot be seen, like parasites and bacteria and viruses. Chemical are the poisonous substances like cleaning agents and pesticides. So there are the reproduction of bacteria is basically depends upon the fat term. F stands for food, A stands for acidity, T stands for temperature, T stands for time, O stands for oxygen, and M stands for moisture. So that is the fat term. Food, basically bacteria requires high protein, high carbohydrate food source. So example is the meat, seafood, poultry, cooked plant food, and baked potato and pasta rice. Acidity foods that are acidic or slightly neutral, bacteria cannot typically reproduce in highly acidic food. Example is lemon. And temperature, basically bacteria rapidly reproduce between the temperature 41 to 135 degrees Celsius. That means 5 to 57 degrees Celsius, and that is the danger zone. Okay, and it is important to ensure that certain foods stay out of this temperature zone. Time, given enough time in the temperature range of 41 to 135 degree Fahrenheit, and temperature bacteria will start rapidly reproducing, and maximum time that certain foods can spend in the danger zone in 4 hours. Okay, oxygen, basically aerobic bacteria are those require oxygen to reproduce, and anaerobic bacteria are that do not require oxygen to reproduce. And moisture, bacteria require moist foods in which to grow, basically water activity of 8.5 or higher, and plain water activity is 1. Okay, so for reproduction of bacteria, you must remember the pat tom. Okay, so there are 4 reasons of foodborne illness, and what are they? The bacteria are the most common causes of foodborne illnesses, and bacteria grow fastest when they are kept in the danger zone. So bacteria are alive and need different conditions to survive and multiply. But in general, they need the following conditions to grow, like food, moisture, temperature, and time. Okay, so some bacteria produces toxins which are poisonous and may make the people sick. One kind of bacteria that you may have heard, that is the salmonella, and it is found in the dairy products, dairy foods, poultry, and eggs, and it can cause very serious foodborne illness. Okay, so next is viruses. Viruses can also cause foodborne illness, like hepatitis A is spread by a virus. Someone can have the virus and not know it when a food worker with the virus does not wash their hands well after using the toilet, and the virus can get onto the food workers have and then into the food. Okay, so this is the one reason why the food code requires that all the food workers must wash their hands and wear single use non-latex gloves. Okay, so foodborne viruses as obligate intracellular parasites. Viruses cannot multiply other than in susceptible host cell. In recent years, viruses have been recognized as an important cause of the foodborne illness. Okay, next is the parasites. What are the parasites? Parasites are the tiny worms or bugs that live in the fish and meat, and if they are frozen to a specific temperature long enough or cooked long enough, so parasites will be destroyed. Okay, so next is the chemicals such as rat bait or cleaners can cause some foodborne illnesses. Keep all the chemicals in labeled container and store chemicals away from the food and food preparation area. Unlike parasites, bacteria and viruses are not always killed by the freezing, and they will survive and start growing again under the right conditions. It is important to understand when a food is contaminated with bacteria or viruses. The food will usually smell fine, look safe, and taste good, but can still make someone to very sick. Okay. So what are the major food allergens are the tree nuts, soya, fish, peanuts, shellfish, eggs, wheat, and dairy. Okay. These are the top allergic foods. Next is the how to wash your hands. So first of all, moisten your hands with the warm water, apply hand soap, and vigorously rub hands together, scrubbing between your fingers, under your fingernails, your forearms, and the back of your hands. And you must continue scrubbing for it at least 10 to 20, 15 to 20 seconds. And it is the hand soap combined with the scrubbing action that removes the dirt, bacteria, and viruses from your hands, and completely rinse your hands under warm running water for the remaining 5 to 10 seconds. Dry hands with a disposable paper towel and turn off the faucet with the same paper towel used to dry your hands. And it is a good idea to use the paper towel to open the door when leaving the bathroom. Okay, so teach yourself to be aware of where your hands are at all the times. You must wash your hands every time your hands or gloves become dirty or contaminated. Uh, when you first arrive at work, so wash your hands. When you return to work after breaks, uh, so wash your hands. After that, you wash your hands. Before you touch food, clean utensils or work surfaces after you touch your face, mouth, or hair. You should wash your hands. After covering a sneeze or a cough with your hands after you touch raw eggs, meat, fish, or poultry, then you're supposed to wash your hands. Okay. After you smoke, drink, eat, or handle money, after wiping your hands on your clothes or apron, you're supposed to wash your hands. Okay. After you smoke, drink, eat, or handle money, after wiping your hands on your clothes or apron, you should suppose to wash your hand. After you touch dirty dishes, garbage, or any other unclean surface after you use the toilet, and before you start working with food again. Next is the personal appearance and behavior. The personal appearances, the scrubs and uniforms, shoes, tattoos and piercing should not be done by the employees. Fingernails should be cutted, and appropriate behavior, scented body products, tobacco-free campus, cell phones and other devices are stored at one place and not allowed to take them to the production area. Okay, so the temperature control. Number one is the danger zone. Many of the foods you serve are ready to eat, and making it important to prevent the growth of the bacteria that may already be in the food, and temperature can be used to control the rapid growth of harmful bacteria. The range of temperatures between 41 degree Fahrenheit and 135 degree Fahrenheit is called the danger zone. Bacteria grow very quickly in this temperature range. Whenever possible, you must avoid having the foods in the danger zone. If you are cooling or heating foods, you must do it in such a way that the food passes through the danger zone. Okay, quickly. Then proper holding temperatures. Hot holding, all hot foods must be held at 135 degrees Celsius or at higher temperature. Cold holding, all cold foods must be held at 41 degree Fahrenheit or lower, and that do not hold foods in the temperature danger zone, because that temperature zone is susceptible for the growth of the microorganism, and that microorganisms will spoil your food and leads to food poisoning, food infection. Okay, so cold holding. Bacteria do not grow well at cold temperatures, and this is why we store potentially hazardous food. Time temperature control for safety food in the refrigerator, salad bar, refrigerated display case, in ice, or another approved method. Cold foods must be held at 41 degree Fahrenheit or below. Use a calibrated metal stem thermometer to check the food's thermometer temperature. If you use a ice to keep the food cold on a salad bar or food display, be sure the ice comes up to the level of the food in the pan or the dish. Be sure to replace the ice as it melts. If the food temperature is maintained below 41 degrees Celsius, then it must be discarded after 7 days. Okay. So keep cold foods cold and maintain the cold foods at a holding temperature of 41 degrees Celsius or colder. Okay. Next is the hot holding. Hot cooked foods must be held at 135 degree Fahrenheit, and some establishments use a steam table, oven, or other approved equipments to keep the food hot, and be sure to stir the food periodically in a steam table to ensure the food is maintained hot throughout the process. Next is the thawing foods. Okay, so freezing food keeps most bacteria from multiplying, but it does not kill them. If food is allowed to enter the temperature danger zone of 41 degree Fahrenheit to 135 degree Fahrenheit, and bacteria will grow rapidly. And there are 4 acceptable methods for thawing. They are in a refrigerator, under cold running water, in a microwave, or as a part of the cooking process. Okay, so use a good production planning to determine the quantity of food needed and when food should be thawed in advance. Indicate preparation such as thawing that needs to be done on the daily production record. Use one of the four safe methods when thawing frozen foods, like thaw frozen food in the refrigerator at the temperature at or below 41 degree Fahrenheit. Place packages of frozen food in a pan so that the juices cannot drip on their other foods. Change the drip pan when liquid is visible in the pan. Allow adequate time for thawing. A small quantity of food may thaw in one day, while a large product such as turkey may take several days. Thaw frozen foods completely submerged under clean, drinkable running water, and the water temperature should be the 70 degree Fahrenheit or below. And the water should be sufficient velocity as it agitate and float off loose particles in an overflow. Ready to eat food should never be allowed to rise above 41 degree Fahrenheit, and foods that will be cooked should never allowed to rise above 41 degree Fahrenheit for more than 4 hours, including thawing and cooking time or thawing and chilling time. Okay, so thaw frozen foods in a microwave oven only if it will be cooked immediately. Thaw frozen foods as part of the cooking process. This method typically is used for the products such as frozen patties, nuggets, pizza, lasagna, chili soup, and vegetables. Okay. So this is the food safety factors affecting the food safety. So from this session, various questions will be asked, like what is food safety, what are the factors affecting the food safety, and what are the parameters which are kept in mind during the storage of food. Likewise, questions will be asked in your final exams, so prepare accordingly. I hope it is clear to all. Thank you so much for watching this session.